What keeps you inspired to explore the online culture when it's such a chaotic space that's constantly changing?
Generally in my work, I've been quite critical of digital media and social media platforms. We have to kind of acknowledge that for all their ills or positive points, that's where people go. Those are the media that people use on a daily basis. And so if you want to learn something about what people are thinking or how people are dealing with their existence in a way and reflecting on other aspects of their world, the digital platforms are kind of what you focus on and where you go to learn about that. Bearing in mind, of course, that not everybody is online, but a growing now majority of the world's population are.
What's a must-read book on your reading list?
Well, recently I've been kind of re-engaging with the work of this German sociologist called Hartmut Rosa, and his theory is about the relationship between acceleration and modernity as a sort of 200-year project with various different phases. It is a constituent part of modernity that it's constantly speeding up. This is driven by a number of different factors, but ultimately that even things like the climate crisis or various technologies that arise are all reflections of the fact that we're constantly being asked to do everything faster. Everybody needs their 5% return. Everything has to be done better than last year. No matter how well you do it, you'll have to do it better and faster next year.
What's one simple truth that you want to remind people about online media?
I think it would be that technology are almost never the start of the story. When we study new technologies or even old technologies, we always have to remember that there's a political context, there's a social context, there's a cultural context, there's an economic context for sure. There are reasons why that technology came about in the first place.
What has a student taught you?
My students teach me so much. Obviously, part of that is because of what I teach. You know, the idea of me teaching digital media to a room full of first-year undergrads who are much more knowledgeable about certain aspects of that to me. I think of teaching within these subject areas as more of an exchange. So I've learned a huge amount over the years. It's quite hard to put into words. But I think that kind of points to another, aspect of what we do in general. Obviously, we should kind of respect certain things maybe about scholarship, but actually there's a really important element there as well of kind of intergenerational insurgency. I want to give my students things and have them tear it to shreds as well and say, this doesn't hold, this doesn't match our reality, and to create new models instead. And I think sometimes the old can be a provocation to the new. And so I kind of always try to encourage students to make their own critiques and their own models and their own versions of things. And I think that's what we're here for, really.
Thank you so much for your wonderful answers and for your time today. Have a lovely day ahead.
Thank you very much. You too.